Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I normally make a lot of videos on my channel, and today is one of those follow-up videos whereby I actually try to engage with my viewers. And some of you normally ask questions that I don't really answer directly, but I prefer making a video just to help others who want to know some stuff here and there. And today's video, someone asked, tell us some of the things to consider before actually getting married here in Turkey. So I want to open up and also give you my opinions according to my experience being married here for over 3 years now, and just share with you some of the things that you need to consider, especially if you are coming as a foreigner for the first time. Now, something else I noticed on this channel is that most of you are into relationship stuff. So I think of actually just changing the whole channel to do with something to do with relationship stuff and all those good stuff, especially when you want to move here in Turkey. But you can tell me in the comment section which content do you like to see on my channel. And also I actually saw that most of you want to learn about food, especially Turkish food. You want to see me doing more of a Turkish food. Please consider subscribing to my channel of food. I changed the name to Phoebe Spice, something I even don't know the name, but I actually changed it for some reason. So I'm gonna link the name here, and then also in my description you can go ahead and start watching some of the things that I normally do there. Okay, now let's move on. As a foreigner, I have to emphasize, if you're coming to get married or if you're planning to date a Turkish citizen, remember there are some requirements that you need to consider, especially the paperwork in terms of actually arranging your documents to get married. They can be really hectic. Okay, starting from the no impediment to marriage certificate, and also just taking everything like the documents, being notarized, your documents, and also his documents. It can really actually be hectic, especially knowing that in Turkey not everybody speak English. Not everybody will speak the same language that you want that person to speak. So it might be a challenge, and that's why I emphasize you to actually prepare yourself accordingly, and also always try to find more information according to your embassy or according to where you are coming from. Okay, so that is the very first thing you have to consider. Another consideration is that Turkey is a nation whereby it actually still adheres to the cultural thing. Like they are so deep in culture, like they still hold their cultures. So you might find that some of the things that they do here in Turkey, they vary or they differ according to you. Let's say if you're coming from Western part, some of the things you do there, they are not being done here, simply because Turkey still holds their culture. If you want to actually, let's say, depending on the family or depending on where you are getting married to, let's say you always in your country you wear in a certain way of clothing, or maybe you just walk nakedly. And when you come here in Turkey, some families will restrict you or will tell you, or they will look at you and want to emphasize on the moral value, like they want you to wear decently, to be a woman the way you are. Okay, so make sure that you are actually checking up which family are you getting married into, what are some of the things, what are some of the restrictions they have. Okay, now moving to number three is actually considering the religion. Most or majority of people here, Turkish men here or Turkish citizen or maybe girls, they are actually Muslim. So if you're coming from another country and you are Christian, it might be very challenging, especially accepting or being accepted in the family. However, depending on the people or on the family that you are going into, or the man that you are dating or the girl that you are dating, if they are actually allowing it, then well and good. But let me tell you from my experience, it's not that easy. Okay, maybe for me it might be very manageable, or very I can say that it is a nice move. However, for instance, if you're dating a girl who is a Muslim and you are Christian, chances are the relationship won't survive, simply because Muslims girls, especially the ladies, do not actually get married to Christian. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but in minor cases it happens, and also it is restricted. However, Turkish men who are Muslim, they can actually marry Christian ladies. So make sure that you are actually checking everything, okay? Another thing you must consider is that regardless of where you are coming from, you might need a visa to enter to Turkey. So you must arrange accordingly. If you're planning to get married, make sure that you are planning accordingly so that you don't get in trouble with the government or with the immigration officers when it comes to actually arranging for your marriage, okay? Something else I have to add is that Turkey is a country whereby people are so often thinking that maybe because it is like, maybe people normally confuse Turkish people and Arab people, and also they normally want Turkish people to behave like maybe in an American way or in a Western life way. But this is Turkey. If you're coming here, you're gonna be using Turkish lira. You're gonna be speaking Turkish most of the time with the locals. You won't be speaking English the way I'm speaking to you, because majority of people here, they speak Turkish. So you must actually bear in mind, lower your expectations. The way you see in the movies, the way you see Western people behaving is not the same way you're gonna behave here, or it's not the same way people will actually behave towards you here. Now, when we talk about behaviors and other stuff in terms of racism and discrimination, according to my experience, this is just according to my experience, I found Turkish people, they are not too much into racism as in the Western parts. And I'm really sorry to say this, because I have heard different stories about people being discriminated in terms of their skin color in the Western parts. And if I consider, or if I compare this to Turkey, and I found out that in Turkey, when let's say from I'm an African, when I walk on the streets, people want to actually come talk, or want to see how I talk, maybe how I'm wearing my hair, how I'm looking like. They want to engage, and they just want to stare at you sometimes, not in a way of discrimination, but they are curious, because not most, maybe right now there are a lot of people, or there are a lot of African people in the, maybe in the big cities like in Istanbul, in Ankara, in Izmir. But if you go to the village side, you'll find that there are not too much black people. That's why you will find that sometimes they might look at you, stare at you, and they want to actually just see you, how you are reacting, how you're talking, how you're doing your stuff. But they are not into discriminating. They don't want to they are not like, oh, because you are black, you go there, or don't eat with us, or don't do this with us. This is just my opinion. Every home I have gone, in a Turkish home, I have been received and welcomed so much warmly. Just being there, like that feeling of being accepted. So I don't know about your opinions, and I'm not saying that Turkey doesn't have people who are discriminative. They have, but in a minor, like there are not too much people doing this, okay? Now, another thing you have to consider in terms of safety is that, even though I have to say that majority of cities here in Turkey, they are safe to travel, but with the recent activities that has happened, especially the recent earthquake stuff that has killed thousands of people, you might want to actually reconsider, or you might want to think where you are going, or which city are you going to live in. By the way, we are still in the mode of actually just mourning and being devastated, and also being scared about the earthquakes, because it happened and a lot of people have lost their lives, and it is so sad. So if you're thinking of moving to Turkey or getting married here, you must consider that you must find out which city are you actually going to live in, and also the mode of building that you are going to actually live in. make sure that you are asking some questions, because some people say that, or some people will argue or will blame the government, and also some people will blame contractors who build the buildings. But you just have to find more information. Ask your spouse or ask your person or your partner, where do you live, which city do you live. So many questions. Just make sure that you asking those questions to get used to where you are going to live. Now, another consideration is actually to make sure that you are asking that person, do you live in the city? Do you live in the village life? Because if you have those high expectations that you're going to Turkey, and this person, maybe some of them, they are living in the village life, and you're not just in the village life, you must consider and also ask yourself, are you able to live with that man in that scenario whereby they live in the village and you are used to the city life? So those are some of the questions that you might consider. Another thing you must consider if you are going to get married here in Turkey is actually to consider how much will that person take care of you. Does he has even a house to live in, or is he still dependent to the parents? Because if you are getting married, you want to start your life as a couple, not go and start living or start being a burden to someone else. So try to find out, where will you live, how will that person take care of you and the kids if they will come. So make sure that you are asking those questions and are actually just finding out more information. And by the way, let me tell you, not everybody in Turkey has a job, or not everybody in Turkey who is looking for love is well up enough to actually take care of the family. Some of them, they just live averagely, and if you are used, or if you are a person who has a certain lifestyle, you might have a problem with that. So make sure that you are actually considering that. Another thing to consider is, what are you bringing in that marriage? Okay, don't just rely on that man. Go there with your own skill, and also go there with your own stuff that you can do. Don't go there and just say that, oh, because I'm married, I'm going to be a housewife, I'm going to just be taking care of the home. No, try and find more ways to actually make yourself better, and also improve yourself. If you love something, do that something. If you have a goal, make sure that you are not stopping at that marriage, and try as much as possible to put yourself first. Like, do not forget about your hopes, do not forget about your hobbies, do not forget about your main goal and all those good stuff. Okay, now I want to end the video, and if you have any question and you're finding value in this video, do me one favor: like this video, subscribe to my channel. Let's grow this channel so that I can bring to you more stories, more information, and all those questions that you are asking, I might answer them each and every time they pop up. Otherwise, I hope you have enjoyed this short video. Until next time again, I'll see you. Bye bye.